Ah,
Yay!
all right, we're live again. My mistake, people. I accidentally hit the wrong button after stopping that screen share.
Da 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 da. Woohoo!
I,
That was
I
awesome.
I believe my exact words were, "I'm gonna screen share this. It can't hurt." I might as
That
well
was
have said,
amazing.
"What's the worst that can happen?" Oh man,
Did we lose
man.
everybody?
No, Mike's here. Hayes McGee's here, and we got Daniel Katz. We got 5 people, 6 people watching. Oh man, look at those numbers. Soar.
There's Ian. All right, I think we're getting back up and running.
Yeah, okay. We are back into this. So let's get back into it.
We probably should. We just lost time, so we probably. Oh well, we probably should give it a couple minutes just for people to filter back in. Unless
Yeah,
that's pretty
I
much
agree.
everyone.
Yeah. Let's do that. Oh no, because this is where it starts getting into all the other character voices. If you are watching this not live and you are wondering what the heck is going on, there's another video that's posted. So watch that one first. Part 1 of Soundbooth Theater on on Justin James's account. So check that video out because you will not know what's going on in this story only since online because we're starting halfway through. Right.
I'm getting messages from people going, "Wait, where'd it go?"
Oh,
Copy.
did it stop again?
No, the old one. People not.
Oh, okay.
My
The
mom
new
lost it.
one's still good though.
My mom was watching it. She got
Oh,
confused.
your
Okay,
mom
there we
was
go.
watching it?
Yes, my mom watches all my stuff. She's so sweet.
That's amazing.
Anyway, she was looking for it. Okay, now we're good.
All right. So, shall we get back into it? Or shall we
I
wait a
think
little
that's
bit
it.
longer? We got 6 people watching now. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, someone posted the link in the chat. Let's see. Just we'll have Justin do like a soft shoe routine for us while we're waiting,
Yeah, yeah, a
and
little
I'll
bit
do
of
jazz
music.
hands.
Yeah.
I feel like "Girl from Ipanema" should be playing right now, just
It
like
should
do
be.
do 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 do. Okay, we're probably good now. There's
All right.
probably people that were not here are probably here now.
Yeah. There they are. Okay. I just got a message. Okay. So let's I think we're as much as I would love to continue on to Only Sense, I think that maybe we should jump into our last book because we are getting close to the
We're getting
end.
close, yeah, and
And
everyone wants to hear the land.
yeah, that's what I'm I'm excited for too.
Yeah,
So that was fun though. Only Sense Online. I was enjoying that. That's a style that I'm not terribly used to, but there you go. Only Sense Online.
Truffle's trying to convince us to sing for him. Her. I'm not sure if that is a him or her.
It's a mushroom.
It's a
They are a
mushroom.
mushroom. A
It's a one
golden
up.
mushroom.
That's what it is.
That's right. Okay, so what's the story behind this book? Sounds epic.
Okay, so this is another one where we. Oh yeah, Jeff just said we'll try that one another time. This was actually polled over on this. Obviously, this is The Land by Alaron Kong. I think this is book 5, and it's an excerpt from book 5. And this was actually polled over on the Lit RPG group on Facebook as to which part of the book people wanted to hear. And this is Alaron gave permission for us to read this, so it's really cool. We really appreciate it that he did that. Thank you. And in case he's watching, there's a couple of different characters, and I have not read all of this book. I haven't read the Land series. So I'm not actually sure what's going on before this. And I don't think you have either, right, Justin?
Nope,
So
not at all.
what you guys get to see is a completely fresh take on this with no idea what is leading up to this. So this is just going to be we're reading it like it's just a story as it sits. And this is the story of it's like with the 2 twins and Sion and Alma and
Yeah,
Richter.
which I'm excited for. Should we tell them about the characters or just jump right into it?
Yeah, we can probably just jump right into this one because I
I'm
think
thinking let's do
most
it.
people have read The Land. So
Okay, perfect.
And we agreed that I'm System and the twins, and you are Scion and Richter, right? And narrator.
Yeah, I think we were talking with the twins that I would be Darren as well.
Oh yes, you're Darren, so that we can play that. It's gonna be funny.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yes, we are, Jeff. It's the twin scene.
Okay. I'm getting chills. Chapter 9.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's not. I don't think it's quite cringe. Sorry, Jeff just brought up an interesting point. It's not quite cringe theater, but if you're really sensitive, or if you have if you have kids listening or anything like that, be forewarned. I think this part is written kind of for adults. So, for the record, it's almost like Danny said. It's almost cringe theater. So. This adult content ahead. It's not explicit adult content, but it is adult content. So just be aware.
Oh boy. Let's do it. Chapter 9. Day 111. Kuborn 1, 15368 EBG. The companions walked towards the western side of the meadow. Alma flew above them, gliding on air currents with her wings outstretched, while the adder slid along the grass beside them. The huge snake's camouflage was so good that it was practically invisible. Despite the fact that Richter knew it was only 5 feet away, he looked at it as he walked. Soon, he would have to try and tame it again. He just hoped his training with Alma would help him to keep his head this time. When they were only 100 yards away from the lake, Richter heard voices. As they got closer, he was able to see 2 figures standing knee-deep in the water. They were laughing and splashing each other. Both were about 5.5 feet tall. One was male and the other female. The similarities in their appearance made it obvious that they were related. More importantly, both were completely nude. Richter was happy to see that their appearances were not exactly the same. In fact, there were some extremely interesting differences. The 2 friends stopped walking at the edge of the lake bank, 2 feet above the water level. They were both human, had fair skin and wild mops of brown hair. Their features were refined, and both of them could only be described as beautiful. When Richter analyzed the woman, he could see why.
Name, Dira. Race, human. Disposition, pleased. Humans are one of the shortest lives but most prolific breeders in the land. Humans have a broader affinity for skills than other races. No special bonuses to race. Humans get 4 points to distribute per level. Age, 19. Level, 7, 38%. Health, 120. Mana, 100. Stamina, 130. Strength, 10. Agility, 10. Dexterity, 11. Constitution, 12. Endurance, 13. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 10. Charisma, 36. Luck, 10.
Dira's status was almost a mirror image of the male, Darren. Both had heavily invested in charisma. In retrospect, he realized he had seen them both before during the night of the welcome feast for the new villagers, but he had met so many people that it had been a blur. He remembered them now. Seeing them both naked and together had an effect that he hadn't truly appreciated before this particular moment. Maybe we should come back later, he said to Scion. Though he had spoken quietly, the 2 frolicking teenagers heard him. They both turned unabashedly to address their lord. Richter looked at Scion in confusion as to what was happening, but the sprite was just gazing at the woman with a big smile on his face. Greetings, my lord, Darren said with a slight bow. We have been hoping.
That you would come to see us soon.
Dira finished seamlessly.
There is so much we wish to thank you for. Letting us stay.
In the village, giving us the opportunity to care for these creatures. Darren picked up the conversation again without pause. And
We truly love the raw beauty of our new home.
Dira finished with a smile. They had moved closer while they addressed him. Now one of her arms was draped around Darren's neck, and her naked body was molded to his side.
We absolutely must find
A way to thank you properly, my lord, Day or night, Darren said with small, enticing smile.
We are at your disposal,
Dira said with an identical smirk. She detached herself from Darren and walked towards Richter, giving him a clear view of her natural possessions. When she was only a foot away, a delicate hand reached up towards him from where she stood in the lake below. Richter didn't really realize that he was staring until Scion kicked his foot with a snicker. Yes, well, that's a very nice offer. He reached out and helped her out of the water and up onto the bank. Whether by accident or design, as she stepped up, she tripped slightly, and her entire wet body was pressed against his as he caught her. His shirt moistened, and he could feel her erect nipples through the cloth.
Ooh, my lord is so strong,
She murmured as she ran her hand along his bicep. Again, it took Scion coughing loudly for Richter to come back to himself. He knew he was being managed by the small woman, but he also knew he didn't fucking care. Letting her go, he stepped back. Unfortunately, or again, maybe not, he didn't realize that Darren had stepped out of the lake while he held Dira and was standing behind him. This time it was Richter who almost stumbled, and the beautiful man's arms wrapped around him. I would never let you fall, my lord, Darren said softly. The man's mouth was too close to Richter's ear. Scion was openly laughing now, never one to miss an opportunity to revel in Richter's idiocy or discomfort. Richter, for his part, quickly extricated himself from the man's embrace and, with a gruff cough, asked, So you are the two villagers Randolphus charged us with caring for the scath eggs? Darren walked over to Dira, who interlaced her fingers with his.
Yes, my lord. We have always had a
high affinity for the skill beast taming, Darren continued. My sister and I. You two are brother and sister? Richter asked, touched too loudly. They did look insanely similar, as he had first noted, but their level of closeness and affection had made him think that his initial assessment had to be wrong. Their bits were touching, for Christ's sake. Dira's laugh was like the light-hearted trill of a songbird.
We are twins, my lord. We share a connection to animals, our appearance, and our love for life, in fact.
We share anything and everything you might desire, Darren finished. He also made what was, in Richter's estimation, an uncomfortable amount of eye contact while he said it. Needing to break the odd tension, Richter punched his cackling companion rather hard in the chest. As Scion's laughter turned into a wheezing effort to catch his breath, Richter asked the twins to show him the eggs. They smiled and started walking along the edge of the lake bank. Scion stood up straight, a triumphant look on his red face, and followed the twins with Richter. Did you know? Richter asked his friend in an urgent whisper. Are you Scion?
I don't think so. Am I?
Yeah, you'd
I
be
thought
Scion.
Scion was a dude.
But he's little.
Yeah, male sprite. Oh, I can play Scion.
Do
Hold on. Get back to where we are.
Know what?
Scion asked innocently. That Billy Bob and Jessie Ray up there were brother and sister? I mean, what's the deal? This is weird, right? Even for the land? Scion chuckled again.
Don't ask me. I think all you humans are strange. Though I may have to find some time to spend with Dira sometime soon.
Scion's gaze was more than appreciative as he took in her beautiful, sculpted profile. You're more than twice her age, Richter said. Scion's voice got a touch husky.
And there's some things I plan on teaching her.
Shaking his head, Richter left his randy friend to his dastardly plotting. The twins had stopped walking. Dira smiled and beckoned for him to look over the bank of the lake. As he leaned over, sure enough, he saw the clutch of eggs, a small wooden fence had been erected around the site. He examined one of the eggs.
You have found river scath egg. Health, 10 of 10. Durability, 4 of 4. Item class, common. Weight, 0.5 kilograms. Traits, will lose 1 HP per day unless properly cared for. Will hatch in a matter of days.
Each egg he looked at, including the bull scath egg, was in perfect health. As he watched, the twins covered their hands in mud and carefully turned each egg. That's not what I was expecting them to be doing. How do you know what to do? Richter asked. When he had tried to care for the eggs, a prompt had told him he didn't have the requisite skills, despite his ability to tame beasts and monsters. There was no way these two could be blood magi. Darren smiled up at him, his teeth perfectly straight and gleaming white, not something that was seen too often in the land. My sister and I were both born with this same ability, my lord. It is called empathic knowledge. The higher our charisma, the better we can understand the needs and wants of others. It is our abilities that guides us in dealing with beasts.
Oh, man.
Dira finished, with a small, knowing smile as she looked at the sprite. Scion smiled back broadly while waggling his eyebrows. Resisting the urge to push his friend in the lake to cool it off, Richter asked, "So your care for the eggs is completely based on your ability? This empathic knowledge?"
Oh, no, my lord.
Dira answered.
We have formal training with animals.
As well, Darren picked up. Both my sister and I have reached apprentice rank in the skill animal husbandry and the sub-skill.
Exotic beasts. Our clients at the brothel enjoyed bringing dangerous animals to bed sometimes.
Dira finished offhandedly. Okay, Richter thought. Information overload. He opened his mouth to ask one of a dozen questions, but then closed it. What he had here was a pair of beautiful, oversexed twins who were apparently former prostitutes who could also care for and hopefully train a set of deadly monsters to fight on his behalf. He decided not to poke this particular hornet's nests of strangeness at this particular moment and to just take it in stride. Instead, he asked, "Can you teach me your skill?" Both of the twins smiled broadly and invited him down into the lake with them. Ignoring Sion's grin, Richter removed his shoes and rolled up his pant leg as he stepped down into the cool water and smooth mud. Over the next 20 minutes, the twins described what they termed the link, a connection to the life force of the animal. As they spoke, Sion also joined them in the water, gently running his hand over the eggs while the twins spoke softly as to what the small unborn lives inside were feeling. Richter listened intently, and then just let himself go, reveling in the moment. He didn't try to force himself to feel the link. He just opened his senses. He experienced the gentle tug of the water on his ankles, smelled the sweet, wet earth around him, and basked in the gentle sunlight beaming down, all the while gently stroking the egg in his hand. Without warning, he felt it. Whereas before he had felt only a smooth shell, now he could sense the life of the almost fully formed creature inside. The baby Scath didn't have any clear thoughts, and the experience was nothing like his mental connection with Alma or even a shale adder. This was more of a feeling or emotional bond. Richter could sense that the baby Scath wanted warmth and had started to experience a growing hunger. On a deep level, he understood that it was this hunger that would soon force it to break beyond the boundaries of the only world it had ever known. To fill this need, it would punch through the shell of its egg and feel the cool water and warm sun for the first time. While Richter marveled in this sense of connection, a prompt appeared.
Congratulations! You have learned the sub-skill Exotic Beasts. You can now raise monsters and strange animals. As this is a sub-skill of animal husbandry, you have learned this skill as well. Congratulations! You have learned the skill Animal Husbandry. Under your ministrations, you can now raise ministrations. Under your ministrations, you can now raise animals to be stronger and more plentiful in what they yield. It is now within your power to coax the lives of the beasts around you. While the farmer may cultivate grain and vegetables, you will cultivate the creatures of this world.
Scion looked at him in surprise.
I just learned a new skill.
Oh, that's you. That's you.
I just learned a new skill and a sub-skill.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That is Scion. Sorry. I missed
Yeah, I
it.
thought so.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just learned a new skill and a sub-skill.
Sorry, his voice was wrong.
It's okay. Richter looked at his companion in shock. Animal husbandry and exotic beasts?
Yes.
Scion said.
How did you know? Did you look at my status page?
No, Richter shook his head. It's just that I learned the same skills just now. Does this ever happen? Two people learning such two people learning such specific skills at once?
It can.
Scion replied doubtfully.
What is strange is that I never had any skill with animals in the past. All my people have various connections in the forest, and mine dealt with herbs. I was actually forbidden from working with the animals we kept. One of the elders once said that barring actually eating them alive, I could not have made the animals hate me more.
The two companions looked at each other, trying to figure out what had just happened, until Richter posited, maybe this is the skill the quickening increased. Scion slowly nodded and said,
Maybe.
but his tone remained doubtful.
Congratulations, Lord Richter.
Dira said, once the companions were done speaking. She clapped her hands in delight.
We did not think.
You would grasp the skill so quickly, Darren continued. Congratulations to you as well, Sir Sprite. Is there...
Anything else you need right now?
Dira asked. No, thank you, Richter replied. Then we will go swimming, the male twin said. Of course.
You are welcome to join us.
Dira finished with a small smile. Not waiting for a response, the twins swam out into the lake and were soon splashing each other and wrestling in the water. Richter and Scion watched them for another minute or two.
I think Richter's the chaos seed.
Oh, okay. Nothing weird about that, the chaos seed said. Scion kept his eyes glued on the sexy naked twins and said,
I like 'em.
A grin that large should not have fit on the sprite's face. Richter kept looking as well. I like them too. Dibs on the girl. Scion turned his head and looked at him in surprised outrage. Then the sprite just turned back to watching the twins and said,
Meh.
Yeah! Fucking
And
right.
whoever said Super Troopers, I bet you anything that was Hayes that said Super Troopers. That was what it was.
Yeah,
We were like, I think we need to do it
hello.
like the German tourist from Super Troopers.
Oh, I'm so happy that happened.
That was so fun.
That's but yeah, it wasn't too over the top. It wasn't cringe theater.
No, it wasn't.
It
wasn't
wasn't.
at
It was nice and tasteful German. It was tasteful sexuality, you know? There's nothing wrong with sex. It's a completely natural
It's
thing.
natural. It's
Yeah.
natural.
Mm.
Oh god, that was ridiculous.
That's good water.
Your cat should be appalled, Mike. It's your fault for letting him watch. Frau Blucher.
Frau Blucher.
Frau Blucher from Young Frankenstein. Okay. We got about 10 minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark. We can either end or do you have anything brilliant you want to say or have anyone want to ask anything?
Yeah. Why don't we open up to the audience? If you guys have any questions for us, we can try to field them. I had a lot of fun today. First of
That was
all,
a blast. That was a blast.
that was a lot of fun. It was great. Like
That was ridiculous.
None of the chapters take too long. Like it's just good amount of reading.
No, it clipped right along. I think it seems to be that's like perfectly the right amount of stuff. It seems is right around there.
Yeah.
We probably could have fit like a little bit more of one chapter in or something, but it really did good.
Too perfect. Too perfect.
Well, no one's asking any questions, and I'm not going to stare at everybody waiting for them.
Come on. Oh, wait. Oh, so Mike the bassist, Mike from Invictus, has asked, where can I get more of this? And where do I start as a newcomer? Well, Mike, you are familiar with Facebook as you are on the Invictus Facebook group. But if you go to Soundbooth Theater Live, I think is the Facebook group.
Yes.
Jeff Hayes and Dan and Andrea and everybody else. Who else is part of the
Michael
team?
and you and there's a bunch of them.
There's people posting on that. Seems quite often, a regular amount. And I think, does Jeff do this weekly? The
Yes.
Soundbooth Theater Live?
Yeah, it's at least once. Jeff, are you doing it twice a week still, or is it down to once a week?
Once or twice a week. Yeah. So it looks like Jeff is on top of that. Yeah. So anyways, join the Facebook group and you can find more. This was my first time, so I hopefully will be coming back for more. I would love to come back and do a few more of these. What else have we got? You see any more there, Andrea?
No, I'm watching it stream by, and it's kind of just the same. Everyone's just being really supportive and awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for being supportive, and thank you for being awesome as well.
I forgot about the delay, Jeff. Sorry. I said it, and then, oh, wait, there's a delay. I'm an idiot. It's like,
no,
why isn't he answering me right now? Come on, Jeff.
He already burnt the bridge.
Yeah.
He already burnt it.
You've already done your damage, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Jeff said that he needs more of us.
More of us.
More of us.
More of us. Hey,
more
I would love to. I would love to.
I would love to too. This is a blast.
Been a blast. Yeah, like hanging with you. First of all, is fantastic. You're a lot of fun.
You are so sweet. You're a blast too. Jeff, thank you for introducing Justin and I, because we're friends now, and I appreciate
we're friends. That. We're like this. We're like two German twins.
Yes, we are. We are the German twins. Except with way less nakedness. That would be weird.
Yes, way less nakedness. and mud and frolicking.
Okay.
More
Chelsea,
singing as well.
Oh my gosh, that's my niece. Chelsea giggled at nipples. Is my niece is 2.5. Nikki, why'd you let her walk?
Nipple. That's for you, Chelsea.
That's funny.
Oh, cute.
If she starts parroting any of the German tourist stuff, I'm going to be in so much trouble. Anyway, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for watching this evening. You guys were amazing. As always, you're an awesome crowd. And thanks for having me back.
Yeah, I second all of that. You guys were fantastic. And I hope that we'll be back to do this again sometime soon.
Hell yes, we will. This was a blast.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back soon. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, and now's the time where I'm actually supposed to hit the stop streaming button. So
yes.
Let me cue that up. Here we go.
And scene.